moving right along. We're going to move on into our third interview of today with Mr. Gil Figaro. So, the Sunshine Awards is a program that recognizes excellence in the performing arts, fine arts, education, science, humanity, and sports. This year's 30th Annual Sunshine Awards is scheduled for Sunday, October 13th in New Jersey. So now let's meet the man behind the Sunshine Awards, Mr. Gil Figaro, Sr.
Thank you.
Thank you very much for being here.
Oh, you're welcome.
Mr. Figaro, how are you doing today?
I'm doing fine. With your approval, can I say something?
I think I approve. Does everybody else approve? All right. So tell us a little bit about who you are, because we don't know who you are. I know who you are, but these lovely people don't know who you are.
Okay, I'll tell you if you give me approval to say something.
I think I give you my stamp.
Awesome. Listen, the most important, the most valuable asset that anyone can have in the world today is information.
Very true. Very true.
It is admirable that you are launching Inquirer Rachel today
Thank you.
to inform,
Thank you very much.
to educate, to uplift.
Yes.
That's very, very important. And I know the passion, I know how hard you've worked. I know the passion and the determination you have. And I just want to let you know that the Sunshine Award organization is behind you.
Thank you very much.
You have
I appreciate
taxied
that.
out to the runway today. And from today going forward, you will soar.
Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I appreciate that.
Now,
I truly appreciate that.
thank you. My name is Gil Figaro. I migrated to the United States 45 years ago
Okay.
to pursue higher education, an undergraduate degree and a master's degree.
All right. Well, that's a lot.
Yes, that's
And
a
I'm
lot.
happy that you're here. And thank you for shining me a little bit with everyone here today.
Well, I don't have to do that. You shine.
He has a comeback for everything. You have a comeback for everything. All right. So can you tell me a little bit, because I read up a little bit about you.
I hope it's good things.
I can say that it's pretty good things. And
Oh,
you
okay.
founded in 1985 what was called Calypso for Africa. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Yes. Calypso for Africa was founded in the 80s when, you remember when the drought in Ethiopia were in our living rooms? And the people were dying, and Michael Jackson and Lionel Richie wrote the song "We're the World."
Yes.
So I thought that I could lead an initiative with Calypsonians from Trinidad and Tobago
Okay.
to make that contribution. So I got together with Joe Brown, who's also from Trinidad, like me, and Ralph McDonald, who lived right here in Connecticut. He's in heaven now. His father was a Trinidadian. His parents were Trinidadians.
From Trinidad?
And I wrote a song called Now Is the Time. And Now is the Time was dovetailed to We're the World on Polygram Records to raise funds, to raise the awareness for the people of Ethiopia. And all the funds raised were channeled through the United Nations. But the United Nations was a part of it. We had a huge launch at the United Nations hosted by Roberta Flack and yours truly.
Wow. So you spoke at the United Nations about this and kind of make everyone aware of what you were doing from the Caribbean aspect, from the Caribbean community.
That's right. It was the
Okay.
contributions that Calypsonians make. What you should also know, there were 72 Calypsonians spanning 4 generations of people
That were on the record?
on that record.
Wow. All right. That is very, very impressive.
Yes, including the Calypso King of the World, the Mighty Sparrow.
The Mighty Sparrow. For those of you who don't know.
Yeah.
Now, since you did Calypso for Africa, now you've been doing the Sunshine Awards.
Yes.
Can you tell us a little bit about the Sunshine Awards? Because this year it's celebrating its 30th anniversary.
Yes. Well, the Sunshine Awards, the idea of the Sunshine Awards really surfaced when I was looking for a way to continue giving something back to the world. See, the world has been good to me. And each day I get up and I thank the good Lord for the gift of life and for all the many blessings. I always feel that I can give something back.
Okay.
And somebody would often say, Gil, the good Lord will bless you. And I often say, again? So how can I give something back? So I been a member of NARAS, the National Academy of Recording Arts and Sciences, which is the organization that promotes the Grammy Awards. I had a conversation with Michael Green, who was the CEO at the time. And I said, look, I'm thinking about this idea of starting an awards program for Calypsonians, for the Caribbean.
So it started off at that basis. It was specifically for...
Yeah, but he had an interesting thing. And he said, you know, it's a real good idea. Why don't you pursue it? And one day I visited my uncle, who was a Calypsonian. And I shared with him the idea. We were sitting in his living room. We had a great conversation. And then we migrated to another topic. And after a couple of hours, I decided to leave. I'm leaving. And I got to the door, opened the door.
Did you walk out?
And just as I was about to walk out, my uncle said, listen, that awards program you're talking about, I'm looking at the man who should start it. And that was the start.
That was the
of
inspiration.
The Sunshine
That was
Awards,
everything.
The inspiration. And he was a Calypsonian himself. And this year we celebrate 30 years. And you know, one of the reasons for the Sunshine Award is that we fill the void. We bring the past back into the present. With many of the performing artists, many people who have educated us for years, you know, many scientists and painters and so on. And they make such valuable contribution, lasting lifetime contributions, and sometimes they're forgotten. The Sunshine Awards brings them back into the present.
So it's a variety of different singers and dancers and people that do education and such.
Yes. When the program was founded, it was founded to recognize all those disciplines in the Caribbean.
In the Caribbean.
Over the years, it has expanded in scope and breadth and depth to include Africa, Central America, South America, Europe, and even India.
All right. So it's a variety of things. Now, can you give us an example of what an award would be? I attend the Sunshine Awards this year, seeing how I've never been. What kind of awards is it? For best artist, or can you give us a couple of categories?
Great, fantastic, great question. All the disciplines that you described, people get awards in those disciplines for the performing arts. For example, we have this year Bailo Ba, who was born in Guinea, West Africa. And he had a very interesting story. He's a flutist, plays the flute for many, many years. When he was 9 years old, he lost his parents and his grandparents. And his grandfather taught him to play the flute. And stricken by grief and feeling isolated from the rest of the world, he walked out of Guinea, West Africa.
He walked out. He left?
Yeah, walked out.
He completely left.
He left, walking. Today, he's one of the world's greatest flutists.
Wow.
And we are recognizing him for his contribution this year.
That is definitely something to be recognized for.
We have people who have made lasting contributions through education, through science.
To a variety of things.
Through a variety of things. We have a young man today who does painting. His name is Fran Dejean. He's a painter.
From where?
Beautiful painter from Haiti.
Okay.
And all his painting underscores the power of the woman.
Interesting.
He
has stories He paints a picture and then he kind of tells a story.
Absolutely. And you know what he said? He said to me, I said, well, how did you conceive that idea of painting, just painting to underscore the power of the woman? He said, people don't understand how powerful the woman is in Haiti. In spite of all the challenges they have, the woman is at the front line of all
Of the
those
family and
challenges.
everything.
Of the family, of friends, and even of people that they don't even know. And I thought that was admirable.
That was beautiful.
Yeah.
Now, the Sunshine Awards is coming up October 13th. Is there a theme this year? Any specific theme or anything that has to do with it?
But we don't have a specific theme except to say that it's 30 years, it's the 30th
30th.
annual, and for the
So you're throwing a big party.
Of course.
And if some of us in the
after.
audience here want to attend that party, how do we get that information?
Well, you could certainly go up on the website, the sunshineawards.com. You can go up on the website. You can call the Sunshine Awards office, 201-836-0799. They can call you and say, hey, I got some information.
Let me know.
All right?
Let me know.
And let me also say that I'm often commended and applauded for the Sunshine Awards as the founder. But I must say that founding the Sunshine Awards and sustaining it for 30 years
Yes.
cannot be done by one individual.
No, it takes a team. It takes
There
a
were
village.
a number of people around me, the community, Mr. Stephen Charles, owner of Trinity Breakfast Shed, the CEO of Trinity Breakfast Shed. All these people around me embraced the core, the vision of the Sunshine Awards
The
program.
values, the vision,
and the
everything.
values, and they're the ones that help to make it happen. People see me because I'm in the front
You're
line.
the face of the organization.
Exactly,
But
but
there's
the-
a whole lot of people that run the
Without-
organization behind you.
Without a doubt.
Okay.
Without a doubt. The people behind me that they don't see, they're the ones that I think should be commended.
With all those people and yourself, what kind of legacy would you want the Sunshine Awards to leave?
Well, I would like the Sunshine Awards to continue. Once the founder of my high school, Basil Matthews, he said to me once, always do something in life that will be perpetuated beyond your lifetime.
Yes.
And that's what I want the Sunshine Awards to be. And just describe me as the guy who was part of the Sunshine Awards.
The guy that was the face of the Sunshine Awards.
Yes.
All right. Well, I would like to thank Mr. Gil Figaro Sr. for being here with us today.
You're most welcome.
I really appreciate
So,
it.
thank you.
round for Louis Danielle, Marie Lavinia Laguerre, and Earl. The next act coming to the stage. We're going to continue on with an act. The next act coming to the stage. Jacquiline and Jay have been dancing Argentine tango for several years and have taken lessons, attended workshops, and performed locally. They have also attended workshops with the Argentine Masters. Jay teaches Argentine tango in Danbury and has a passion for choreography. They will dance two of his choreographies this evening. One, a tango waltz, and the second is a classic Argentine tango. we'd like to welcome back to the stage our beautiful host of the evening, Miss Rachel, ladies and gentlemen.
I know you are all having fun. Everybody's smiling. Some people got a few drinks in them. Some people need to stay away from the tequila. But we're gonna move on. So my next guest is gonna be Karisma Ajodah, who is a licensed master social worker in New York City. She graduated from the Columbia School of Social Work in 2002, and she currently works at a major hospital in New York. Karisma specializes in medical social work, working with those managing chronic health conditions. She has worked in a variety of social services and is currently in an inpatient social work setting working in transplant. Would you please welcome to the stage Karisma Ajodah. Let's get comfortable, girl. How are you doing today?
Good, good.
We're breathing
Glad
okay?
to
We're
be
ready
here.
for this?
Woosah.
All right. Let's talk a little bit about transplant.
Yes, yes.
The hospital that you work at, what kind of transplants do they do?
So, quite a few. Started out with liver and kidney, and then simultaneous liver-kidney. We've now started doing heart and lung, and I work specifically on the inpatient units with the liver-kidney and simultaneous liver-kidney patients.
Okay. Now, working with transplant patients, I'm sure it can be a little challenging.
Quite.
What are the challenges that you face? And can you just give us one example without naming any names? We know HIPAA is very important in this crowd.
Absolutely. I think one of the biggest challenges is the complexity of the surgery itself mirrors the complexity of the individual.
Okay.
And so, as a result, you know, it's one thing to be transplanted, it's another thing to maintain that transplant.
That can be difficult.
And so, when I think about a patient, I think about the longevity plan, and that's where myself and other members of the team who do a lot of nutrition and education talk to the patient about long-term goals for themselves, because they didn't do this transplant for just a discharge from the hospital. They did this so that they can have a long, happy life with their family and get that quality of life that they desperately seek.
Okay. Now, when people have transplants, I know some of the meds that they take forever.
Quite, yes, yes.
And you have a hand in kind of organizing all of that, whether the person moves to a different country or moves to a different state. Can you tell me just a little bit about that?
So, in general, in terms of transplant, there's always going to be a screening process and running patients' insurances, and it includes running medications, because we want to make sure that person always has access to treatment.
Okay.
And
yes.
If there is an issue with the medications, something I learned on the job out of necessity was about health insurances and what it means to have access. So if there is an issue with medications, myself and my team facilitate in any way we can to help that person access that treatment.
Well, that's actually very, very important, because without the medication, they can lose the organ.
Yes.
Okay. Now that we've dabbled a little bit in transplant, I know some of your history also includes psychotherapy.
Yes.
Can you tell those of us that don't know what psychotherapy is a little bit about psychotherapy?
So basically, it's that traditional talk therapy. Now, it could be like individuals like myself who are clinical social workers. It also can be licensed counselors and also psychologists. Now, any of those professions, we do strictly talk therapy, meaning that the psychiatrists or psychopharmacologists are the ones who can do medications. For us, we're there to facilitate self-help. So it's about fostering behavioral change with that individual if that's what they seek. But the big thing is about facilitating self-help, because, you know, people really do have the answers within them. It's just about sometimes a person helping them to channel what they already know and remind them who they are.
Okay.
Sometimes
all
we
right.
get caught up in situations, we forget who we are, how brave we are, how resilient we are. And that individual sometimes just needs to help us be that brave self again.
That makes sense. And you work with children and adults.
Yes.
What's the youngest child that you've worked with in that profession, in that
6
side of your
years old.
profession?
6
6 years old.
Yeah, up to 60. At one point, my caseload, I had a 6-year-old and then up to 60.
What do you talk about with the 6-year-old?
So, you know, when I started working with children, it wasn't necessarily my forte, and it was really a joy because children schooled me. I was like, you know, I'm old enough to be their parent, and here they are being very candid. And you think about what place you serve in their lives and what outlet you give them in terms of them and cultivating self-help within them.
Okay.
And children, they are so adaptable and so malleable.
You can mold them a
Yes,
little bit.
and they are also very resilient. I think sometimes when you come into adulthood, there's a lot more fears with children.
You're kind of stuck in your ways a little bit, and you
Yes,
can't really change a
Yes.
person as to, you know, the right path that you want them to go on.
Exactly. Whereas kids, they can adapt to change so rapidly that it was something that I found very remarkable working with them.
Do you prefer children or adults when you're working?
I prefer anyone who is willing to put the elbow grease into their self-help.
That makes sense. Now, with social work, what would you like us all to know about your transplant side of it or the psychotherapy side of it?
The big thing is, and why I like being a social worker, is about the versatility of our profession. I could be an inpatient social worker on one end and then be the psychotherapist in another end, or I could be working in HR in a different point in my career. And but it's the same value regardless of setting. And I think that, and I appreciate having this forum to talk about our profession in general, because sometimes we are portrayed in not the best of light, and people get scared when they have to see the social worker.
You're almost like the big bad wolf. Oh my God, I have to go to the
Yes.
principal's office again.
Exactly, exactly. So really the most important things I want people to know about social workers is that we are your advocate.
Yes.
You know, we are here to have your best interest at heart, and more than anything, we are truly here to help you.
All right. Well, thank you so much for being
Thank
with us
you.
today. We truly appreciate it.